Alright guys, I'm back, trying my hand at another one of these survival kits. I mean, the reason why I'm looking at these survival kits again is I did a review on this survival kit, this Gordon one. It was $25.99, and I saw recently that they raised the price on this thing to $29.99. So I figured let me go off Amazon, get another one that's worth $29.99, and we'll see how good the Gordon one is. We can do a little review here. So this one's made by some company called ABPIR. It's 170 pieces survival kit with a first aid kit, which the Gordon one has no survival kit in it whatsoever. It's rated 4.4 stars, and it goes for $29.99. So let's dig into this. So for one thing, you could say I like it. Nice hard soft case. It's got multiple ways to carry this thing around rather than that cheap plastic thing from Harbor Freight. I like Harbor Freight, but you know, it doesn't mean that they make the best stuff. You know, they have to make money too. So it's it seems like it might shed some water, but it's definitely not gonna go in water. It's got a Velcro across here. You got a nice patch here. I guess if you wanna tell everybody this is the first aid kit, that's what you got. So we're gonna zip this sucker and dig into this thing. So one thing I saw on the page was that, oh, look at that. It comes with another American flag, with Velcro on the back if you're into American flags that are made in China. That's something right there. I imagine all this is China stuff. Now this, I was kind of curious about this. This is, it said it came with a survival shovel, so we're gonna look at this survival shovel real quick. Alright, so it looks like the end screws onto this thing. And, you know, just so you guys know, I mean, I didn't take any of this out and tested it. I basically got it, ordered the thing, and I'm doing like an out-of-box review, so it's like almost like if you bought it and opened it up, this is what you'd be doing. I didn't test any of this stuff. I didn't do nothing with any of this stuff. I opened it, I looked at it. One thing I'll tell you right off the bat, first thing they did was I ordered a black bag, and they sent me a red bag, so, you know, that's one thing right off the bat. For another thing, okay, so this screws down, and then you got this little pickaxe thing here. You got this shovel. Look at these survival kits love to give you freaking beer openers, you know. I'll tell you what, if I need to survive, I just hope that there's a lot of beer for me to fucking open up. So we go with that. Screw this down. This thing feels like it's really kind of cheap sheet metal. You know, in the survival situation, could you use this? Yeah, maybe to, you know, dig yourself a latrine or something, or, you know, I don't know. It's better than digging something with your hands, you know. That's what I'm gonna say about this. This shovel is probably gonna bend. It's this little knife. I'd never be like trying to saw anything with that. It's be a last resort, that's for sure. But you know, so that you unscrew that, this thing spins around. Doesn't really look like it's the angle. It isn't really made to have the spike sticking out. But I guess if you had to, if you wanted to stick somebody with this spike, you could do that. But you know, it's a nice little hoe, I guess. You know, I mean, you know, some of this stuff borders on, is it a survival or is it long-term survival, you know? But yeah, I don't know. And so there's a shovel. Comes in this little I don't know what you'd call this, plastic case or whatever, you know. Put that right over there. Inside this pouch is a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna kind of have to rush through some of this. So one thing that was taking up a lot of space in here. The other thing taking up a lot of space is this. Well, this is plastic. I mean, I might keep this plastic in there just because, you know, in a survival situation you might need some plastic for something. You know, we can bag some berries up or something, I guess, or, you know, whatever. So with this, let's see if this comes with batteries. No, it does not. I kind of actually anticipated no batteries being in here, so So let's see what this does. Looks like I got the wrong batteries. Look like these are, I got AAAs. This thing takes AA's, so I'm gonna see if we can make this work. I don't think so. Ooh, look at that, I got it to work. Even with the wrong battery, so, you know, I guess it's not, I wouldn't call it universal, but right now these batteries will make a connection, you know, so you open it up, the light kicks on. Might have to have your sunglasses on for this, but this thing is pretty bright, man. So as for the little flashlight that came in the other one, this is a big time upgrade. I don't know if you want to make room for all this space, but you know, I would say this is another long-term survival type of thing rather than an immediate survival type of situation. It does say it's a first aid kit, so this is like I guess your first aid kit here. Got a little mixture of stuff here. Let's see. Now we got another big Ziploc bags, good for holding stuff in. I'm gonna breeze through some of this. This is some sort of bandages. Got a whole slew of bandages here, so that's good in case you cut yourself while you're using that shovel. Got a lot of these alcohol pads, and they're good for antiseptic wipes, but I was thinking alcohol pads would probably also be good if you needed to start a fire. You know, you could probably use that ferro rod. Here's another great thing, wood-tipped Q-tips. So not only are these going to be good to keep your ears and the nose nice and clean, but I guess you could maybe clean out a wound or something. But also, it looks like they're wood. Yeah, these are wood Q-tips. So you know, you could also start a fire with these too. You know, you could rub a little ear wax on there, and you got the wax and the cotton, and then you get a little torch. You know. Let's see what else we got in here. Got some tape for taping your bandage on. We got some scissors, but these things, I guess they should probably cut something, I guess, you know. Just the bandage, that's all you're cutting with them. You got these tweezers right here, in case you got to pull a tick off your butt or something. They're really cheap plastic. I mean, these things are just flexible, you know, whatever. I'm not really buying this, I guess, for the medical stuff, but it's nice to have a couple things in there, you know. Let's see what we got here. What is this? Some sort of rubbery stuff. You guys could probably tell me in the comments what this rubber's for. Maybe that's, maybe it's like a light tourniquet or something, maybe? I don't know. Safety pins, I guess that's good for holding the bandage over, maybe a little more reliable than the tape if it's going to be getting wet or something. You could probably use these as a fish hook or something, maybe. Who knows? So that's the first aid kit of it. We got your typical Mylar blanket, emergency blanket. This is 130 centimeters by 210 centimeters. Seems to be the smallest one that they make, because that's what's check marked off there. You know, these are always good, you know, I guess as a keep the wind off of you, you know. You can use it as a mask. You can probably make a temporary shelter for a night or two with it, you know. No big deal. All this stuff is completely wrapped in plastic. Let's save that. Let's save this. What do we got here? We got the tree saw. A lot of people are saying that these tree saws are a lot better than I'm going to give them credit for, but you know, I'm not gonna rely on this thing too much. I'll use it until it breaks if I need to, but you know, it is what it is. It's just a little gimmick, you know. I imagine in China there's a whole bunch of this stuff on the Chinese market. You can just go around and pick all this stuff up and throw together a survival kit, you know. This is a carabiner. It's actually got a little locking carabiner, so that's neat, but it does feel real chintzy. I mean, I wouldn't use this much more than to like hold my gear pack up out of the mud or something, to hang it up or something. But it's by no means rated for any type of tension. What we got here? We got this thing. The bracelet. This is kind of like a common thing that they're throwing in these kits now. I do kind of like that this one's all black. I'm just going to see if it'll fit on my wrist real quick off camera here. Yeah, I got it. So, a bunch of guys in my last video, Survival Kits, was highlighted me to a couple things about this bracelet. Yeah, it's got a little compass in there, and the compass is working right. But this part is a whistle, so let's see if the whistle works. So, yep, whistle works. So that, in case you got to alert somebody. I mean, I guess it's just to throw this on your wrist is not a bad thing. This has got a ferro rod right here that I didn't know about. And then this is the scraper thing for the ferro rod. So, alright. As you guys can tell, I'm not a ferro rod expert. You know, I prefer to Bic lighter and some gasoline myself, but sorry, I hit the camera there. There we go. I got some sparks. So obviously they put some sort of a coating on this or of some kind to I don't know, preserve the ferralness of it or something. I don't know, whatever. Got the knife. Let's see. We got some. I don't know. People are going to call this paracord, but this is not paracord. This isn't even as good as some of the shoelaces I got. So, you know, but if you do need to tie something up, make a little shelter or something like that, you could probably do that. I don't know how much there is on here. Probably 10 feet. But this is cheap. You can feel it's kind of moves around a lot. This is not true paracord, so I'm not going to call it that. But it is just some string they put in there, you know. These right here look like some fire sticks. They're probably got some sort of petroleum in there. Got a little rope. It probably looks like, maybe it's, who knows, maybe it's dipped in wax or something like that. So you take one of these alcohol pads, wrap it around this thing, and then you could probably get yourself a fire going. The fishing kit in here is definitely better than the Harbor Freight one. You got some like weights in there. You got some hooks in there. You got this little thing right here. This thing looks like something I could definitely catch a fish on, at least a bluegill or something like that. You got some snap swivels in there. Like I said, some weights. The line looks a little better. Two wraps of the line there. You got 2 fish hooks. I'd like to see a couple more fish hooks, but you know, hey, it's enough to get you started. Wow, look at this. This looks like it's like a metal train whistle or something like that. Look at that double barrel train whistle. I gotta see if this baby works. Oh yeah, that thing's it's a nice loud train whistle. It's got the 2 sides on it. Nice and loud. Definitely gonna work. So if you needed to just slip this in your pocket or whatever, this is definitely something. And you can always use the chain and the keychain for something if you're gonna be making little animal traps or something like that, you know. So that's not bad. I saw these in here. This is kind of neat. You got 2 glow sticks. They look to be pink. I don't know if the different colors mean different things or whatever, but either they're red or pink, and you know, glow sticks are definitely a handy thing, you know. And so you have a base camp, you got to do something at nighttime, you know, go out and you know, take a dump or something like that. You know, you can mark your place where you're at with those. That's definitely a nice thing to have in there. So far, everything I'm looking at looks a little bit better than the Gordon one, you know. I was mainly looking because I wanted to get a different Spork, you know. So looks like I might have accomplished that. It's the same style, but it's yeah, I don't know if it's any better. We'll see. Got some line here. Came with it. Came with the Spork, I guess, because someone was telling me you can use this to use these holes to tie this off, so then you can make it into like a spear or something. Which I thought that was pretty funny, you know. But hey, whatever, you know. If you got to do what you got to do, you know. This one is not stainless steel. This looks like some really cheap stamped steel, though. It's still got the tiny little teeth on there. Got the knife. It's barely sharp. You know, it's sharpened on both sides. The other knife on this other Spork was just sharpened one-sided. Now this is a whistle, so let's see if this whistle works. Going with the whistles now. Oh yeah, it's a nice little whistle. The guy that sharpened this knife, he looks like he kind of, I don't know, something there. I don't know. Maybe he needs a little more practice on the sharpening. I did see another survival kit that had this spork. That it was more of a fork, but the like fork tines or whatever you want to call it were sticking out real far, and it showed like using it to eat food, and then you tie it on a stick so then you can like spear a fish with it or something. And I was like, wow, you know, they're really kind of stretching it, you know. But here we go, we're sticking with the bottle opener. I guess, you know, what I've been found out is this is not a saw, it's more of a maybe a fish scaler or something like that, which I don't know, I like my fish filleted, but you know, I guess if you got to eat the most nutrients as possible, scaling a fish is the best, I guess. One of my buddies, he swore by scaled fish over that, you know. So here we got another one of these things. This is the bottle carrier, whatever you want to call this. Now, I can't get it out of the wrapper. Not that matters. Got it. So this thing, you can take it in, take it out. One thing I could tell you though is that here, I got an almost empty water bottle here, is that this does not work on a water bottle. Okay, so if you think you're going to carry a water bottle around with this, you're not gonna. The one thing that that might work on this is is if you're using like a pop bottle, you know, maybe like a Coke bottle or something like that, where it's going to be a little bit bigger. So that's what we got with that. Some of these things, man, I'm just going to say it, they're just like fillers, you know. Like, okay, yeah, we got to throw that water bottle thing in there, you know. And then that way they get up to 170 pieces, you know. This is the ferro rod. Looks like the same one that was in the Harbor Freight kit. Just going to tell everybody, just so you know, you see this? This has got might have a coating on there, so that way you have to rub the coating off. Look at that one. There we go. See, look at that. This one looks pretty good. The Harbor Freight one's got a heavier coating on it, so there we go. Comes with your big ferro rod. This one's pretty nice. Just worked up right away for me. We got this is the exact same knife that came in the Harbor Freight one. There's a little bit of oil on it right there. So let's see if this one flicks out. Oh wow, this one flicks out right away. Does not close on its own, but this definitely flicks out. This one's got the serrated teeth on there. These are sharp as hell. If you gotta cut something, some rope or whatever it is, these are sharp, man. You just gotta really be careful with this thing. You know, I wouldn't be messing around with this. Those teeth can cut you up pretty bad. You know, it's kind of normal on knives nowadays, you know, to have some teeth on there, but just so you know, it does. It's got the cutter on here for your seat belt. I would not want to rely on that. Glass breaker. I would say that it's probably not a porcelain tip on there, but I'm sure you could shatter glass with it. And like I said, this one flicks out. Nice quick knife. You know, I would want something a little more traditional looking, but you know, if you're in survival, it's not really for looks, I guess, you know. So we got this knife. We got this thing. Comes in a nice case. I was curious about this too, you know. Holy cow. It's got a little, this is like the protector right here. Another bag, man, a lot of plastic bags in this thing. Now, this is, look at that, it's got a little sheath on there. I love this. This thing's actually pretty hefty. Got a pretty good, it's sharp. It's not knife sharp or anything, but this is like a Chinese multi-tool. It's actually got some weight. I mean, if you had to like hit something, you could actually hit something rather than, you know, using your fist or whatever. This locks down here. And then this is, I'm sorry guys, this is some pliers, you know, so if you had to, you know, bend some wire or something like that, you could take it and twist it and, you know, this and that. So you got pliers, you got a hatchet, you got a hammer. This thing locks down. Let's see what we got in here. This is probably not any type of knife steel whatsoever. I mean, this knife feels like it's, oh my gosh, this is pretty flexible. You know, I would use it maybe just as a survival, you know, kit, just to throw this in your car or whatever. But man, just feels like a piece of sheet metal, you know, like that was painted black and then sharpened, you know. It's got a whole slew of things in here. So we got the knife. Let's get rid of that. We got this. This is a Phillips screwdriver. And I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but all this stuff is like cheap stamped steel. This one at least has a, yeah, this is a nice, got a nice little saw on it. So that's good. Here we got, well, what do you know? Another beer bottle opener. Woohoo! That, and then this multi-tool, which, you know what, I would love to see somebody use this multi-tool and just be aggravated. This is good. It's got a little file on here in case you got to file down your toenails or file your fingers down, or if you got a special gal with you and she wants to do her nails. This has got a nice little sharp saw, but I mean, you know, I'm rubbing my hand on here pretty good and it's not cutting me, so that's good. We got this end here. You can use this as a flat screwdriver, a little pry bar, but like I said, this whole thing is pretty flimsy. But you know, I guess you could, if you're doing little sticks or something like that, you could probably, I don't know what they call it, baton in the wood or whatever, you know, and split it. You know, it's got a pretty sharp angle on it. It's pretty thick metal. And that's about it. But, you know, when we're looking at all this stuff, I just want to say that, oh wait, well, here we go. Can't have a survival kit without one of these things. This is a multi-tool. So this is a can opener, I think, / bottle opener right here. Multi-tool, sundial, and another multi-tool, and then a little hole right there. What do we got in here? Oh, it tells you everything we got. We got can opener, knife edge, screwdriver, ruler, cap opener, I don't know what type of cap, 4-position wrench for various nuts and bolts, a butterfly wrench, okay, a saw blade, a direction indicator, I don't know what the other word is, a 2-position wrench, a lanyard hole, and a key ring hole. So I guess I don't know if a lanyard hole and a key ring hole is the same thing, but I'm gonna say that they probably are. So you got this thing, you know, in case you want to keep it next to your debit card while you're doing survival. That's fine. But it is kind of neat. All this stuff fit into this little case. You know, I'm just basically what I'm doing, guys. I'm reviewing this. This is an out of the box review. You guys can look at this, and you get a little sneak peek on what this stuff really looks like before you buy it. You know. Granted, you know, I'm not a survivalist, but I want to consider myself more of an outdoorsman. You know, I mean, I hunt deer with the bow and arrow, so I'm well versed with weapons. I love fishing, ice fishing, any of that stuff, keeping warm, you know, that whole type of thing. And so this stuff to some extent interests me, you know. And it's actually kind of fun and a little funny, I guess, to go through some of this stuff. Is all this stuff is it just pack and play? Is it buy it off Amazon, throw it in your car? I guess, you know. This thing's actually kind of neat. They sell these at Harbor Freight, and man, that's a bright light. I could probably use this to help light up some of my videos, but you know, I put the AAA batteries in there. It's more or less made for AA batteries. I do like the addition of the glow sticks. I wanted to get a better Spork. I don't know if I did. This one seems like it might be cheaper. Whistle works on it. So, grade A on the whistle. This bottle opener, I just proved to you that that does not hold water bottles. It's probably for, like, you know, bottle of Coca-Cola or 7-Up or something like that. Carabiner, not bad. You know, ferro rod. I'm getting well versed on ferro rods. You know, these are nice, having the little fire ropes. I know what that is. Train whistle. That's nice, I guess. You know, I'm trying to think if there's anything else you could really use this for. I don't know, man. I guess maybe this edge here, you could use that as part of a trigger mechanism for something. Who knows? If you're setting traps, you know, obviously the cordage is a good thing. And this, you know, I don't care what people think about these things, and I'll tell you what I think they are. I think it's a piece of crap. This bracelet, like I said, it's not bad. It's got a lot of paracord on there, and it's definitely something that could probably be useful. You can just throw it on your arm. This thing, I don't know, it's really flimsy. It's cheap. But like I said, if you needed to dig a hole for some reason, this could definitely beat a ticket, you know. Let's see what we got here. I gotta screw that way down to get that out, but you know, it folds up pretty nice and small, you know. Is this gonna dig you out of a ditch if your car's stuck? Yeah, but it's gonna take a while, you know. Survival shovel. I bought my son a real survival shovel. I forgot the name of it is, but I got it for him. He thought it was pretty cool. We took it camping or whatever, and this edge is real sharp, and he kind of laid it kind of like so it was flat. He used it as like a hoe, I guess, or something to scrape all the high grass down where we're setting our tents up and stuff. So, you know, that's about it. Just figured I'd rate this one because, like I said, it's the same price as the Harbor Freight one, the Gordon one, and you know, that's about it. If you guys liked the video, if you could like it, if you guys want us to subscribe and see more content like this and Harbor Freight tools and, you know, just tool reviews in general, I'd love it if you guys would subscribe. If you guys want to leave me some comments, did I miss something in this or whatever? Or if you even thought I just did a better job than the last time you watched me do a survival kit, let me know. So I'm happy hippie. I'm telling you to dump the truck and buy your tools at a decent price, whether they come from Harbor Freight, Amazon, or whatever you can afford. And I'm out, guys.